For Success, Florida is Just Divine, and Absolute is Lady K. Down past the 700, and Perfect Halo scoots to the lead from Fair Embrace. Then Magic Duck on the inside of Fortune, a couple to Pompeii on the inside of Fleecing. Rare Inside is next, a little wide from Quest for Success, and further away in the field as they race to the corner, Moonflute, Micah's Pride, Floridays, and then Lismore, Lady K, and Just Divine brings up the rear, straightening it again. The heavily supported Fair Embrace zipped away, and at the 275. Fair Embrace 2.5, Pompeii, a length further back, Perfect Halo, and then Rare Inside, followed by Micah's Pride. Fair Embrace starting to feel the 61. She's hanging off the track, and Pompeii reels her in, and flying home Micah's Pride. Pompeii from a photo, stopping Fair Embrace, Micah's Pride there with Lady K, who flew from Rare Inside, Magic Duck, and then Just Divine, Quest for Success, followed by Floridays, and the break then to Perfect Halo, Lismore. Another length or so to Moonflute, and the last two were Fortune in company with Fleecing. Well, the Graham Map family has won the first 3 races here at Rosehill today. John Hawkes trained the first 2, but this one is in the care of Gary White. And on the tote in New South Wales, number 8 Pompeii has returned a dividend of $8.10 and $2.70. 8.10 a win and $2.70 the place. And they're all over the shop for second and third, and we'll have those numbers and dividends accordingly. Micah's Pride will probably get up for second here. Yes, number 12, Micah's Pride, has run second. R. Thompson to pay $3.50. And number 6, and that is Lady K, who flew from back near the tail of the field, has paid $4.90. And number 1, Fair Embrace, stopped very, very noticeably under the 61 kgs. 8, 12, 6 and 1.
Yes, Fair Embrace did stop, but still got beaten about half a length. A massive run, the presence of a long odds-on favourite, and despite the small field, it is still a massive win pool of 243,000. Now, Doomben correct weight, 1, 11 and 2 at Doomben. Quinella 55.60. Rosehill race 4 Sky Ratings. Native Jazz and Gillespie are the joint top raters, ahead of Abiel Hostess and No Limit. Now, the market race 4 Sydney. Dress Circle 15, Native Jazz $4, Scratch 3, Royal Circle 12, Gillespie $6.30, Abiel Hostess $8, No Limit 13, Gamesman is at $12. Over 2, Time Off 20, Bondi Iceberg 15, Halls of Assembly 17, Chinoy 26, Werewolf at 12, Scale the Heights, Grant Cooksley in Sydney, riding Scale the Heights at $24 and Mouthwash at $87. All right, let's get off to Caulfield, and here's Greg Miles with his call of the McNeil Stakes.
On track, there's nothing between Yell and Before Too Long for second pick. Yell is in fact the second elect on course now, ahead of Before Too Long, but Bellesprit the clear favourite. So Ricardo was ready, and Kuzi takes the outside for the McNeil. Ready to go. All clear. Racing. Bellesprit jumped pretty well. Before Too Long got away very fast, and so did Yell. As they settle down and go through the first 100 metres now, and they make a line of 3. Bellesprit still sitting out there 3 wide. Before Too Long on the rails, and now easing back a length and a half away as Yell. 2 lengths Ricardo, Kusa the outside, and then now Webster, and 2.5 to Magic Bird. As they came up the side, Before Too Long on the inside drew a neck in front. Bellesprit goes for the filly, 2.5 lengths away as Yell. 3 lengths Ricardo, then Kuzi, Webster and Magic Bird. Before Too Long comes to the turn, about a neck in front, Bellesprit. 2 lengths to Yell, and they've got away to Ricardo and Kuzi. Before Too Long led narrowly, but Oliver's shaking her up, and Bellesprit's travelling the better on the outside, and the big fellow took the lead now. Yell 2 lengths away, and the rest are headed by Kuzi, but Bellesprit got clear. He's out by 2 lengths, rolls back to the inside, well clear to Yell and Before Too Long, but Bellesprit is racing right away, way too good for him. In the run home, it's Bellesprit by 4, and he won it easily. Yell second, Before Too Long third, then Kuzi, Ricardo, Webster and Magic Bird. In 1.97, just a tick outside the record, which is 1.86, and he coasted the last little bit. He's probably come back better than he was as a 2-year-old, the way he's performing in these 2 outings so far. Outstanding win, untouched. Yell second, and Before Too Long in 3rd place. Well, those that laid the short odds were comfortable with themselves not too soon after the start, I would think. He was absolutely cruising outside of Before Too Long. I think that all the pre-race hype that Damien was going to burn away and trying to race Bel Esprit off his legs didn't really work out that well, although maybe it did with the time that they've ran. It didn't look like they were going all that hard up the side, but it might well have been deceptive. They're only 0.1 of a second outside of the course record, so they probably were really moving along up the side there. And there he is, just cruising down over the closing stages. What a horse. He's been beaten on only one occasion, and not everything went right for him then, of course, in the Golden Slipper.
The first out Before Too Long. Bel Esprit straight into the bridle here. Yell showing some speed today, and he'll push up on the inside in the centre there. Settling down, Bel Esprit off the fence just from Before Too Long. They're not going hard. Yell went back third, a length and a half Ricardo from Kuzi. Then our Webster and 2 to Magic Bird. Going down to the 650 metre mark Before Too Long. She kept the rail and neck in front of Bel Esprit. 2.5 to Yell. 2 lengths Ricardo, 1 Kuzi, a length further back in the race. And our Webster, 3 to Magic Bird before the turn. Before Too Long, just inclined to lay out a little, about a half in front of Bel Esprit coming around the turn. He's under a hold at the moment. 2 lengths to Yell, 4 lengths Ricardo. They shifted off the fence. He lets Bel Esprit down. It goes up to Before Too Long. 2 lengths further back Yell, but down to the 300 metre mark. And this grand little sprinting machine is letting down now. Look at him go, Bel Esprit. He put 3 or 4 lengths on Yell out in the middle. Before Too Long is struggling, but it's easy work again for Bel Esprit. Pricks up the ears. This brilliant colt wins by 3.5 lengths to Yell. A length away third Before Too Long. A gap to Kuzi. Ricardo, our Webster, and last of all is Magic Bird.
Number 1, Bel Esprit, Nashra Willow, 140, 120. Number 2 is second, Yell, 180. No third for number 7, Before Too Long.
On the previous at Kembla, a long head 4 1/4, 124.28, the sectional 34 and 45. They're at the start at the Gold Coast.
Hello, Ed here. Flies can be a real nuisance around the stables.
With his call of the Premier's Cup.
Right, John, and the Ruffy Mouthwash is about to move in by Terse out of Evian, so is well named. Halls of Assembly is coming forward, and that'll pave the way for the favourite Native Jazz, Danny Nikolic aboard. Native Jazz, Danny in the navy blue with the white arms, bands and cap. Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd Williams colours. And up to line now comes Royal Circle, and we're ready for the Highland Sportswear Premier's Cup, won last year by Mulan Princess, Chris Muntz. Ready, racing, and Werewolf on the inside was first away. Dress Circle jumped out quickly, and so too did Time Off, and going fast is No Limit. A length to Scale the Heights, and then Mouthwash, followed closely by a Beale Hostess Gamesman, and then Bondi Iceberg. Native Jazz is very, very wide out. A length further back, Chinoy, Halls of Assembly, and the last pair of Royal Circle and Gillespie. They swing into the back of the course now, and No Limit persevering for the lead and takes it up now from Time Off. A length away third is Gamesman, followed by Native Jazz on a limb, and then Dress Circle. Werewolf is next on the inside of a Beale Hostess. Mouthwash keeping company with Scale the Heights from Chinoy as they string out. A length the Bondi Iceberg, Royal Circle, Halls of Assembly, and Gillespie is Absolute. They work their way down the back of the track and race along towards the 1,000 marker. And No Limit is in front. Gamesman sitting second, facing the breeze. 2 lengths to Native Jazz, getting into almost 1 out now around Time Off, who's just shading the favourite. And then the favourite being tracked by Mouthwash, who's got Dress Circle on its inside. Midfielder Beale Hostess over Werewolf, 1 Chinoy, Scale the Heights, Royal Circle, Bondi Iceberg, and Halls of Assembly. And still bringing up the rear is Gillespie. On to the side they go, and at the 650, and No Limit, a clear leader from Gamesman. Time Off on the inside of Native Jazz, then Mouthwash. Taking off is Gillespie, followed by Dress Circle, a Beale Hostess, and then Royal Circle, followed by Werewolf and Chinoy. Bondi Iceberg, Halls of Assembly, and Scale Scale the Heights. They set sail for the Judge in the Premier's Cup. No Limit attacked by a Beale Hostess and Gamesman. One time off, a length the Native Jazz. He's under heavy pressure, and then Royal Circle, but Gamesman and a Beale Hostess have drawn clear to fight it out, and a good way back then to No Limit. Gamesman on the inside, and a Beale Hostess. Gamesman will not surrender. A Beale Hostess having a shot. Photo, Gamesman and a Beale Hostess, and third Dress Circle from Werewolf and No Limit together. Native Jazz, Time Limit and Scale the Heights. A length further back was Chinoy, Halls of Assembly, then Gillespie, Bondi Iceberg, Royal Circle and Mouthwash at the tail of the field. Great finish here between Gamesman and a Beale Hostess. They had a terrific finish. They race away from us here. You've got to bring that outside horse up a little bit more. And let's have a look at this free shot and see what we're going to find here. Ooh, boy. Well, that's the ground shot taken from a camera a little bit past the post, which sometimes does tend to accentuate the inside. That's all I'm getting on track at the moment. The two in the photo showing this way on the totalisator. If it's working from the top of the book. Well, here's the number coming up. Number 8 gets it, Gamesman. Number 8 is the winner, Gamesman, 13.90 and 4.20. Number 6 is second, a Beale Hostess, Darryl McClellan, 2.60. And number 1 is third, Dress Circle, Len Beasley, has paid $4.70. Number 13 was the official fourth, and that was Werewolf, 8, 6, 1 and 13.
Right, Ian, thanks. And they don't come much closer than that. I thought a Beale Hostess was going to go straight past Gamesman, but there are few more consistent or genuine horses racing in Sydney than Gamesman, who was syndicated by Harry Lawton as a yearling, and there is Harry in the picture right now with Gay and one of the part owners. Harry Lawton has been a wonderful success story since he took on this racehorse syndication caper back in the mid to late 1970s, and I can tell you that Harry is not far shy of 1,000 individual syndicated winners. McAvoy gets on here on board the short price favourite Gypsy Lad at 2.50, Telford 5.70, Karamazoo at 9.10. Here's Greg.
Now Zamarin about to get set. We might look back on this race some weeks down the track and say, well, that was where this Great Cup Chance launched his spring campaign, because there's so many of them that are resuming here that are genuine stayers. And it'll be a video that'll be scrutinised many times over, I'm sure. Might not be the horses who'll be fighting out the finish of this race, but those making ground at the end of it that'll be attracting a lot of attention. The easing favourite is Gypsy Lad, been a good move for Karamazoo. It'll be third pick on course. Telford is the easing second elect. They're nearly ready. We need Karamazoo to go in, Touch the Groom and Telford. Touch the Groom will jump from the outside barrier. Sand Mason is a beautiful animal. He's a 6-year-old stallion, son of Grand Lodge. He'll find them a bit sharp for him here. He hasn't raced for over a year, but he did win a Group 2 race at Ascot in England last year. Touch the Groom moves in, so the field is locked away. They're set to go. They're ready. Racing now. Good Dispatch, and soon after the jump, Pentastic. Karamazoo away quickly with Liberty Hall. Going forward, Filatimo. Mr. Casanova's going fast. When they put 250 behind them now, and going to the lead is Filatimo. He's out by 2 lengths. Mr. Casanova moving up on the outside, and Telford gets a beautiful trail. Third the inside. Gypsy Lad also well placed on the outside of Karamazoo. 2 to Pentastic, followed by Adolescence, a length and a half to Liberty Hall. Then Sand Mason, a little worse in midfield on the rail from Home Wrecker. Followed then by the A-Train, Zamarin, and then Rum, Touch the Groom, and Mr. Prudent up the side at the 700 metre mark now, and Filatimo the leader. 3/4 Mr. Casanova. Telford right behind them. Gypsy Lad is fourth. Karamazoo the grey fifth on the inside of Pentastic. 2 to Liberty Hall, Adolescence, followed by Sand Mason, the A-Train, Home Wrecker. Well back as Zamarin to the turn, being followed then by Rum, ridden along on the inside of Touch the Groom, and Mr. Prudent. Coming around the turn, Filatimo nearly joined by Mr. Casanova, and Gypsy Gypsy Lad poised for his run on the red cap. Pentastic's running on nicely around the outside, and Telford needs a run right behind the leading horse. Karamazoo the grey trying to get into the clear, got disappointed. Gypsy Lad, Mr. Casanova go to the lead. Telford's getting a run through now. Karamazoo finally sees daylight and he's sprinting. It's Filatimo grabbed now by Karamazoo. Karamazoo raced up. Telford finishes late. Karamazoo wins it from maybe Telford second. Pentastic is close up wide out with Gypsy Lad, and Filatimo's in the mix over on the inside. Then came Mr. Casanova, followed in by Adolescence. The A Train, Mr. Prudent Rum, Liberty Hall, Sand Mason touched the groom, and Zamarin towards the tail with one more home wrecker last of all. He would have been something beaten if he hadn't have got through, but Craig Newitt finally was able to work him into the clear, and he's got the money, Karamazoo. He nearly got turned inside out about the 200 metre mark. He was stopped in his tracks, but he finally burst clear in a good turn of acceleration on top of the ground by Karamazoo. Has seen him get home by around 3/4 of a length. Now the minor placing looks like Telford's going to get second on the inside, and it'll be Pentastic probably third, I'd say. Let's see the numbers. Here we go. 13, 16, and the third number about to be semaphored. Time is 1:24.94. 1:24.94. 8 has got third, Pentastic, ridden by Brett Preble. 13, 16, and 8 official numbers on race number 4. Gee, it got willing in the straight. Pentastic tried to pocket Karamazoo about 200 from home, but Craig pushed into the clear, and then when he got clear, he sprinted very hard on them. Good effort there. Fourth in, Gypsy Lad. Number 11 ran fourth, Gypsy Lad, and fifth was number 5, Filatimo, in 1:24.94.
Right, 13, 16 and 8 in a blanket finish, and the favourite Gypsy Lad, every possible hope. Couldn't find a semblance of an excuse. There he is there, in fact, in the blue with the black sleeves and the red cap, had the one out, one back spot, loomed up, and wasn't disgraced by any manner of means, battled on to finish not very far from the winner, but was never going to win either. Karamazoo, 750 and 230. Telford second, 210. Pentastic third, 460. And the imported horse, Sand Mason, finished just a little worse than midfield, plodding on as you'd expect in that kind of race. Now here's an update on the Cheltenham race. Okay, the top 8 at Rose Hill. Time deposit 4:30, Enemy Fire 570, Sin Trail 660 and Cosmic Rays at 670. Let's have a peep at Caulfield whilst waiting for them to move in here. Barcada is rating 100, Chattanooga 97, Feel the Noise at 97, and 93 for Prince Rubiton. Now the full market in a pretty big field here, about 16 to run. Weasel Will 22, Barcada 10, Little Dozer 17, Eustonov 26, Chattanooga 830, Point Danger 33, Dandy Kid 940, Regal Shot is out. Over to Crystal Finale 34, Prince Rubiton 360, Strategic Image 18, 12 out, Sports Brat 32, Princessa 530, Feel the Noise 32, Lewinsky at 17, and Sterling Knight at 176. Cheltenham race 4 with correct weight, Empress Waltz 780, 190, Cubaton 160, Secret Gent 440, Quinella 1910, Trifecta 423. Okay, they're about to be called up for the Vinery Stud Handicap at the Hill, and 660 Cosmic Rays, 450 Time Deposit, 650 Sin Trail, 362,000 here in the Windpool, and $6.10 for Paul Hammersley's mount, number 12, Enemy Fire. Here's Ian Craig.
Righto, John, thank you. In they come for race number 5, the Vinery Stud Handicap. Favourite is Time Deposit, first up from a long spell, and the best back late to beat him, Sin Trail. Time Deposit over Sin Trail. Big field going around here over the 1,200 metres. Still waiting on about 6 or 7 to move up. Previous race, and Gamesman number 8 scored by an eyelash, a nose from 6 Abeil Hostess. Dress Circle ran third, number 1, 13 ran fourth, 7 fifth and 12 sixth. Right, now back here at the Rosehill Gardens racecourse. Cosmic Gray's moving up, so we've only got about 4 to load here for the binary starter handicap. Time deposit number 4, 470 and 190. Good money late for Sin Trail number 7. Tab limited showing 650 and 230, and also 650 is number 2 Cosmic Rays, 240 the place. Yes, Gamesman winning the previous by a nostril, a nose. Pompeii won the third, the second to Zeltrice, and a Force Apollo won the first of the day. Now Brantwood Manor and Patch Adams are the 2 out of line here. 1200 the journey of race number 5, the binary stud. Mississippi River resuming, drawn on the inside. Enemy Fire alongside it. And it looks as though we're all set and ready to see them go. Movement with one drawn pretty wide. Red light is on. Starter climbs the stand. Presses the button, and there they go. And immediately Go Errol dropped out to last, and the well-tried Sin Trail jumped with gusto and leads Brantwood Manor more than a length on settling from Mississippi River, and then Patch Adams from that deep alley trying to get across, and Stella Marie is not far away. A length and a half to Enemy Fire. A length further back is To Be Fair in company with Valkyrian. Then Cosmic Rays and Time Deposit, followed by Trencher, Olivier and Go Errol. And last is Danny Dancer. Down towards the 600 they gallop, and Sin Trail shows out about 3/4 to a length on Brantwood Manor. Third is Patch Adams, travelling fourth Mississippi River, followed by Stella Marie. A length further back is Enemy Fire on the inside, and then a gap to Valkyrian, To Be Fair. Time Deposit, and well back in the field as they come to the corner. Trencher from Cosmic Rays, Olivier, and then Go Errol and Danny Dancer setting sail for the winning post. And Sin Trail taken on again by Brantwood Manor. A length to Patch Adams, Enemy Fire, and a couple of lengths to Cosmic Rays motoring up on the inside, and Time Deposit is next. They've got Sin Trail. Brantwood Manor put the neck in front. To Be Fair is rattling home, but Brantwood Manor's in full flight, and Brantwood Manor goes to the post to win from either Enemy Fire or To Be Fair. And then came Danny Dancer, Sin Trail, Patch Adams, Time Deposit, Cosmic Rays, Trencher, and then Stella Marie. Valkyrian followed by Go Errol, Olivier Welbeck, and Mississippi River pulled up near the tail of the field. Number 11, Brantwood Manor. Darryl McClellan for Frank Cleary. And expect around $17. $17.30 it should pay for the win, and $4.80 for the place. To Be Fair and Enemy Fire are the 2 involved in a photo for second and third. All depends on what Bob has gone down on the mirror. Enemy Fire number 12 was showing a dividend. In fact, it has run second. Number 12 is second. Enemy Fire, it's paid $2.20. And the third goes to number 8, and that is To Be Fair, and it has paid $8.60. 11, 12, 8, 15 ran fourth, and that was Danny Dancer. Now, on this busy afternoon, let's have a look at the totes. Number 11, 17.30 and 4.80. Number 12, 2.20, and number 8, 8.60. Quinella, 6.0, $60.10. Exacta, $78 even. Trifecta, $2,476.20. The first 4 declared divvy, 11, 12, 8, 15. $54,664. The carryover jackpot is $26,735.
Frank and Sue Cleary enjoying a win at their very favourite racetrack because it was here just a few seasons back when they won the Golden Slipper with Catbird. Brantwood Manor 17.30 and 4.80. Enemy Fire 2.20. To Be Fair 8.60. Quinella 60.10. Exacta 78 even. Trifecta 2,476. Now Larry Olsen trackside at Doomben.
Yeah, John, the numbers here are a little bit different this morning. 4, 3, 1 and 8. I'm staying with the 4 Capiz. Most of these fillies are very lamb mares. They're very lightly framed, and of course she's no different, but she does look particularly well. Her races have been spaced out, but the fact is she drops quite a bit in weight and also her alley. She was a little bit slower away the last start and just went down to Pedro's Girl. I think she's a horse that's going to be right on the pace. So 51 kilos, she's going to be right in the race. So I've got her on top. She looks particularly well too. So then I put the 3 in, the Sunny Rape and the Alan Bailey stable. It looked well in the enclosure. I thought the top weight's holding its condition extremely well, but of course it's going to have to carry 56.5 with the allowance, but too early will help it. And one I thought that did look well was the 8 from the Gerald Ryan stable, Northern Friends, represents fair value, around about the $10. It did look particularly well. But in a race where I don't think there was many standouts, they're the numbers I went for, was 4, 3, 1 and 8. Others that looked okay was 7 Regal Dell and 11 Seahawk Lass. But the numbers are 4, 3, 1 and 8, John.
Righto, Larry. Capice is a 6-year-old and has won 5 from 18. The race is for fillies and mares who haven't won a metropolitan race. Now, Vivid Miss favourite ahead of Capice, Northern Friends, No More Kisses, $10 Paul Mamere, and the others are all at fairly long odds. Now, here's the parade at Caulfield. Prior to race 5, the GB galvanising sprint and 1100 metre dash for 4-year-olds and upwards, and carrying the number 1 saddlecloth is Weasel Will, trained by Nigel Blackiston, winner of 9 from 40. Hasn't raced for a while, in fact was in Sydney the last time we saw him when he ran at the tail of the field in the all-age stakes at Randwick after having finished 6 lengths behind Sunline in the Doncaster. Number 2, Bar Carter, trained by Lee Friedman, won a Group 1 last time in, scoring in the CF4 stakes on this track when ridden by Scott Seamer. Hasn't raced now since March when he finished out of a place at Randwick in a race won by Gab Fest. Little Dozer, Bendigo trained, has won 5 from 34 and hasn't raced for a while now. He's been out of action for some 8 or 9 weeks. He ran second in a race at Flemington early in July behind the Big Ask. Number 4, Eustonov. Well, this is a horse that has not delivered the goods. Everybody was looking to Eustonov for Group 1 glory at one stage, but he's now a 4-year-old, trained by Bart Cummings, and hasn't run since the AJC Derby. When he ran a respectable race, he was beaten just under 6 lengths into 6th place behind Don Eduardo. He's first up today, Eustonov, by seeking the gold out of the wonderful race mare Let's Elope. Here's a very popular horse in Melbourne, Chattanooga. Big, strong horse, a 6-year-old gelding by Scenic, trained by Mick Price. He's won 7 out of 32. Out of a place at Doomben at his last start behind Corral Boy. That was a Group 3 sprint, and that was back in May. So he's resuming and looking just a little new, as you'd expect. Point Danger carries the 6 saddlecloth, trained by Alan Bailey. He's now a 7-year-old. Out of a place in the Group 1 Goodwood handicap at his most recent start on the 18th of May. So he'll certainly need the run. Number 9, Saddlecloth, carried by Crystal Finale, a ride for top apprentice Brendan Fennick. Hasn't run since the spring. In fact, it's nearly a year since this horse sported silk, and he was unplaced in the Group 1 Salinger behind Sedurka at his most recent start. 10, Prince Rubiton, trained by Brian Mayfield Smith, winner of 7 from 15, was out of a place in the Ori Star at his most recent start behind Fields of Omar. Before that, he ran 3rd to Rubitano in the listed Monash Stakes, and that was his first run back. So he's had 2 back and is expected to run well today, 3rd up. Looks well,